Hey guys, welcome again to my channel, Wellness by JF podcast. As usual, I am super excited to be here, and today I want to give a story time because I think I've received a number of messages letting me know that most of the time when we speak, it almost sounds as if we are perfect and then we are speaking to you, all ye mortal and imperfect human beings. Lakini leo nimesema wacha nikuje niwapatie story from a personal perspective. And as usual, I'm very passionate about marriage. So this one is to all the married women. If you know you're married, if you know you're aspiring to get married, if you know you're in a relationship, and if you know that you have children, if you know you've ever been married and separated or divorced or widowed, this episode is for you. So tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend that Wellness by JF is on. So, his story, I don't know how to put it, but I'll be as vulnerable as possible because the background of it is yours truly, many years ago, met a very handsome and dashing young man like that. And I think even me, when he saw me, his heart went paragasha, and he was like, yeah, this is it. And in our minds at that time, we did not think of anything much other than, for me at least, I just thought like, let me tell my parents, let me let my parents know that I've met someone, and hey, he's the one, and I'm ready. So I did that, and we got our parents' blessings. CCAO, we jumped in this thing called marriage. Fast forward, years later, babies to boot. Marriage is not marrying. Ifika mahali, I'm like, this thing is not working. I've tried my best, and I am ready to pack my bags. And actually, not even just I'm ready to pack my bags. In my head, I have packed my bags 1,000,001 times, and I'm already out. So that is where I was until this thing happened to me. And I thought, why not share? Why not become vulnerable for a moment and save a sister out there? So if you know that you have packed your bags in your head, or if you know that you're struggling in your marriage right now, or if you know you're out there, you've met your guy and you're ready, this is the episode. So years later, it's not working. In fact, I even mentioned the big D word. I said, I think it's about time we, go our separate ways. Until I got a message that there's a class, there's a course that is for married people. Number one, I want you to know that by the time we've reached here, we've done majority, or at that time I thought that we have done all that we could to, try and salvage the relationship. So, Nika sign up, but I was 50-50. The only thing I requested was that my partner should also be as committed as I was, and he assured me that he was. Sasa sisi yao tukaanza. So when we started these classes, in the beginning, I was like, okay, the topics covered are like very good. The topics that we knew we were struggling with, like for instance, there was living and cleaving to your husband, and leaving the family that you've grown up with, your mother and your father, and now just joining with your husband and becoming one. There was also a topic on finance, and there was a topic on in-laws, but the one that I want us to particularly concentrate on for this episode, the one that changed my life, that made me sit here and let you know about this course and why you need to go on this course, is managing anger and conflict. Now, before I continue, let me just put it out there that this is not a paid advert. We did not pay even 1 shilling for us to take this course, and neither was me, Wellness by JF, paid anything to speak about this course. I'm speaking on this because it is a personal experience. So on this particular day, we had a huge argument. If you're married, you know, arguments in marriage, in fact, it's like they're 10 or 20 times more than how they are when you're not married. So we had a big disagreement. That day, it was hot. It was hot because I lost my cool, my husband lost his cool, and there was nobody who could reconcile us. And when we went to bed, we both went to bed angry at each other and having not reached any reconciliation or resolution. And so when we woke up in the morning, it happened that the next day was managing anger and conflict class. And let me tell you, guys, let me tell you, Maina, if I tell you that there is a way that you can argue in marriage, but in a godly way, have you ever heard of that? Me, I had never known that. I had never heard of that. In as much as you're a Christian, in as much as you pray, me, I used to take it that in marriage, saa zingine, when things are hot and you guys are arguing, wachana na hiyo mambo kwanza, we deal kumundo kumundo. You deal with the issue at hand. So that was my approach. But in this class, I learned, albeit calmly, that there is ways that you can argue with your spouse in a way that pleases God. But then the good book says that even in your anger, do not go and sin. And I don't know, but I was living a life such that I separated my marriage from my relationship with Christ. Meaning, I have a relationship with Christ, and my life is changing day by day. But when it comes to marriage, I'm still like the old me, or I deal with it with my own understanding. I deal with my issues that come in my marriage with my own understanding. On this day, I realized that even if you have anger and conflict, it doesn't have to go out of hand. There's some places you shouldn't go, and we should be guided. The facilitator who took us through this particular class was very calm. And we were about, I think in total we were like 5 or 6 couples. And each time somebody raised a question that, no, but my spouse has done this and they done that, she really explained to us and backed it up with Bible verses. This is just but one module that we learned in that 10-week course. And let me tell you, if I tell you that each and every module that we took in that course, I kid you not, it's like these facilitators were living in our home. They lived with us and they knew the problems that we were facing. And so they helped us to deal with those, and how they helped us to deal and how to address those problems one by one by one. I think I've mentioned it before. There was living and cleaving. I'm not going to mention all of them. I'm just going to mention a few. There was financial, how to manage finances in marriage, which again, if you're married, you know. If you're married, you know how this can be a topic, how this can be a thorn in the flesh. And we had in-laws, how to handle them, how to maneuver, like as a wife or as a husband just getting married into that new family, and how to live your life. Why am I ranting on this episode? I'm ranting because this course literally saved me, saved my marriage. It helped me reevaluate some of the things that we just take for granted. You know, marriage as it is a very tricky and intimate space. And sometimes you're facing a lot of challenges and you do not even know where to go or who to speak to, who is not going to laugh at you or who is not going to expose your problems. I remember some time back, like many years back, and I had a friend, a close friend, and I used to share with her. My friend was not married, not that it makes a difference, but I was married. So I used to share with her some of the challenges that I'm facing. And one of the things that she said that really hurt my feelings back then was when we stopped being friends, she started going around saying that, don't even, she's not all that. You see, even she doesn't have a good relationship with her in-laws. One day I'll give a story time of my marriage and, when my husband accepts to sit on this couch. But it was not always easy. It was not always smooth sailing. Now my in-laws are my biggest supporters, but it did not start like that. And I remember just being a young wife and struggling that why don't I have a great relationship with my in-laws? And my friend did not support me. She just went around and spoiled my name and really, like put my business out there. Why am I saying all of this? In this setting, in this course that I'm talking about, that I'm going to share more details of where you can find this course and what you need to do for you to register and cost and whatever associated with it, it is a safe space. The facilitators are all married and they're speaking from experience and from their vulnerability. And then you get to do it with other married couples. So there's two types of classes. One is Holy Matrimony class, which is for couples such as me. We were already married for years. We're already together for years. We even have children. We're living together. But in the process, you find that you're struggling. You're just surviving. You're enduring marriage. Sorry, you've become the warrior of endurance. Then this particular class is the one that was meant for you. And then we have the other one that is for people who are not necessarily married, but they're dating, they're engaged, and they're looking to get married. And these ones, I think, are the luckiest because they are equipped just before they get on the journey. Okay. What are some of the benefits of taking this course? Number one, as I say, it's free. I kid you not. 10 weeks of invaluable courses, well thought out, speaking from a Bible perspective, and speaking from their own, people using their own lives to share with you, and you pay absolutely nothing, not even 1 shilling. All you have to do is to be committed to 2 hours a week. That's it. It is interactive, it is engaging, it is inspirational, and if I do say so myself, it is transformational. Number 2, another benefit that you can get is that I don't know where you get your idea of a marriage. What I know is we can only replicate what we know. Some of us did not come from the best of marriage examples. Some of us have seen toxic marriages with our parents, with our friends, with our brothers and sisters. Some, even ourselves, we've been in toxic relationships before. So even as you're entering marriage now, you're coming in already wounded. This course is going to help you almost as if to focus on what is the real issue you're dealing with and what is the mountain that you have to climb. I see this course, I see marriage, as a job. And if you're applying for a job, there's certain qualifications that you need to have. And I see this course, or my experience with this course, is that it gave me the tools, the right qualifications on dealing with marriage. Am I saying that my marriage was fixed overnight? No, that is going to be a lie from the pit of hell. Because every married woman or every married person knows marriage is hard work. You will be given the tools, you'll be given the guidance, but the actual work is up to you. The actual work to communicate, the actual work to share, to be open, to trust, to remain faithful, that is up to you. So it doesn't mean that when you go for this course, your marriage is going to be perfect or your marriage is just going to fix itself. What it's going to do is going to shed some light on some of the areas that you're facing challenges or struggles. And then the actual work is up to you. Now you decide what you do with that information, right? Lastly, let me say this. There are many couples, and I know this from experience, especially in my own country, Kenya, who are living together and they're not legally married in church, because first of all, I think weddings have been blown out of proportion, and they used to be the moment you think of a wedding, you think of this huge a bill that you have to, you have to take before you get married. What this course has done is that they've simplified the actual wedding. The facilitators are willing to walk with you through that journey. They're willing to support, even though it might not be financially, so to speak, but they're willing to offer their expertise at little or no cost. Why wouldn't you take this? And after you're done with this class, you're able to get your marriage certificate in a very simple and easy way. Guys, I tried to be vulnerable today. First of all, to let you know one thing. If your marriage is struggling, or if you're enduring in marriage, you're not alone. I've been there. I know what it is. And many people out there are also enduring the same, but they don't know who to speak to. This is a safe space. Number 2, help is available. Please do not keep quiet. And now I know you're wondering and you're asking yourself, where do we get this help, JF? Simple. This help and this amazing course, I found it free of charge at the River of God Church in Parklands. It is located on the junction of Chiromo and Ojijo Road. Iko tu hapo kando ya K1, hapo kando. Alafu I think there's a petrol station hapo ya Rubies. This church is they have a heart for marriage and families. And so they're willing to support you, even if you're not a member. The course is not only open to members. All you have to do is to go on the website, which I'm going to link here, or send an email or contact church, and they will direct you to fill a form. After you fill the form, you and your spouse, whether you are already married or you are planning to get married, will be able to attend this course. Sometimes the courses might be virtual, sometimes the courses might be online. And let me just tell you, you will not regret going for this course. As I wind up, allow me to say one thing. I think the idea of marriage that has been passed down to us, especially in Africa and in Kenya, so to speak, is that marriage is just a place where we struggle, that we cannot be in marriage and thrive. I want to tell you that you can actually be in marriage and you can be happy. Divorce is at an all-time high, and I know that there is a glamorization of divorce, but it is not always the answer. There was a reason why you decided in the first place to be with this person, to have children, to live with this person. And I know that there's so many reasons why a marriage can disintegrate, and I'm not even going to get into that at this point. But I want you to know, as I'm using my own example, that there is hope. Please reach out. If you can't reach out to the church, you can reach out to me as well. On all our social media, on Wellness by JF Pod, and I will definitely connect you to the right person. I've been your host, JF, and I am super, super excited that you reached this part of the episode. Please like, share, comment. Let me know what you think about this episode. Let me know if you're struggling. I am so passionate about creating a community of married women where we can love and support on each other. So if you're willing, DM me and I'll be able to add you into support group, how we can love and support each other as married women. Thank you so much for watching the episode. I will see you on the next one.